Record. There we go. Thank you. Kimberly's the tech queen. Okay, lovely ladies. Well, I was I asked everyone for questions, and I'm not gonna lie, the questions came thick and fast. They really did. So I've got a list. So I've got my phone here. I'm gonna work my way through them, rattle through them as best I can. Um, and if anyone's got any questions, then please just ask, open to conversation. So the first one we've got is, how important is protein targets? So really, really important on this one. Reaching your protein targets is crucial for muscle repair, growth, overall body maintenance, your immune system, and fundamentally your hormones and all the enzymes in your body thrive off protein. So out of any of the other factors of carbs, fats, any of the other nutrition, the protein is super, super important. So you will find in people that are either vegan or that struggle to get their meat in, they might not like it, vegetarian, etc. They may have paler skin, things like that. I'm not saying that's the reason why, but because their protein intake can be lower, they can be a little bit more prone to fatigue levels. If they're monitoring their diet, then they won't have these problems because you can get protein from other forms other than meat. However, meat is a quicker option. So if you are vegetarian, vegan, things like that, you do need to really focus on hitting that protein intake. So yeah, that's that one. Next one, number 2, eating in an 8-hour window. So we're eating in an 8-hour window. There's pros and cons for this, and you need to look at it as a open topic each day for you to think about, because some days that might be absolutely perfect for you to eat in an 8-hour window, but other days that might not be realistic if you're going out for food or you've got a longer day. Anything that implicates your day, it might not work. So the pros for eating in an 8-hour window is it's called intermittent fasting. So it can enhance your insulin sensitivity and it can support weight management in the terms of, if you're only eating in that 8-hour window, you're probably going to be eating less than if you've got a 12-hour window. So that is basically the means of it. Okay, so it depends what you're eating in that 8-hour window, because if you are going OTT and ramming things down and thinking I've only got 8 hours, or things like that, you may as well be best to spread it out throughout the day. So it's what works best for you. Eating in an 8-hour window can also simplify your timings. So you can do a little bit more like 4 bigger meals, so you get more fullness and satisfaction. That might work on some days, and then on other days you might want to go for I don't know, if you want to spread some snacks out, if you know that you're going to be maybe going to the cinema or something like that, you might want to have a little bit more of a snacky day. So it's important to look what is on your radar for that day to register whether the eating in an 8-hour window is going to work for you. People that work for like night shifts and things like that, it might work well for them. So it might not work for you. It might work. It might work for you. The cons of it determines what your relationship is like with food. So if you have a relationship with food where you idolize food and you put food on a pedestal, or you're quite restrictive already, fasting or eating in shortened window will not be for you, okay? It will set you up probably for a failure because you will idolize that food and you will then probably over consume because you've felt restricted. So if you're saying, right, I'm not eating till 12 o'clock, or right, okay, I'm not eating till 1 o'clock, and you're trying to push that back. As soon as you open that fasted window, your dopamine levels will go higher, your blood sugar spike will go higher, and then obviously you will get that guilt feeling because you've had a lot all in one lump, if that makes sense. So it depends what your relationship is towards food, whether fasting is going to be right for you, and obviously what you've got on for that day. So I hope that helps kind of identify whether fasting is going to work for you or whether it isn't. Hi, Emma. Thank you for joining. Lovely to see you. I've got the next question. If working out in the morning, is it important to eat straight afterwards? Okay, so for this one, a lot of it comes from people that are athletes and they are saying, right, do this, do that. And if they're training for an hour and a half, yes, it's important for them to eat after. Because they want to refuel, they've got to get a lot of calories in throughout that day to enhance their goals of what they want to achieve. Now, if you're doing a 20 to 30-minute workout in the morning and then you get in a quick shower, you go into work and then you don't eat at your desk or eat till about 9 o'clock, that is absolutely okay because your intensity hasn't really been over an hour. So answering that question, yes, it is great to refuel after, and I wouldn't say go several hours without eating breakfast. However, you don't need to think as soon as you put your dumbbells down, right, I need to eat in the next hour straight away because I'm gonna, not be supporting myself, whatever. It is purely determined on how intense your workout is. So if your workout is over an hour, I would suggest, getting some nutrition in pretty soon after you've showered, etc. But if your workout is under an hour and you've worked out at a good moderate rate, around 60% effort levels, you don't need to rush and get that food in straight away. If you've got other priorities like taking the kids to school or whatever, then it's not gonna be detrimental to your progress, okay? Anyone got any questions so far? Perfect. I'm just trying to be quick and snappy for you all because there's so many. Okay, so how to keep stress levels low. I really struggle with this. Okay, so stress levels. We are busy females. We're always going to have stress levels, okay? And different times of the month, we can tolerate different factors of stress. So I would definitely understand your luteal phase, where is a little bit like, I need a minute to process things, compared to your follicular phase, which is straight after your period, where you feel real good, jazzy, you can take on the world. I know we speak about this a lot. So keeping your stress levels low. The first thing that I would suggest to start with this is realizing what that stress is. So you can say, oh, I'm stressed. Is it something that's coming inwards? Is it you yourself that's putting pressure on you? Is it your job? Is it your life? Is it money? Where is the stress level coming from? Okay, because we're not going to be able to solve it if we don't actually know where it's coming from. So find out where it's coming from. It could be a few different things. And then what I would suggest to do is go through the 3 Ds, okay? Sounds really silly, but it's really important. The 3 Ds, which is one of my Bible things that I live by, okay? Especially when you're living a busy life. First D is, can I delegate it? So this stress, whatever's coming in, can I delegate it to someone else? Okay, so you can answer that yes or no. You might be like, right, okay, and half this task with someone at work, half it with the children, they can help put the washing away, or half it with your partner. So let's do some delegation to try and relieve that stress. The next one is, can I ditch it? If this is stressing you out and it's been on your to-do list for absolutely ages, can I just ditch this? Some of them will be absolutely no, you can't ditch the stress. It might be a health implication with someone in your family, you know, it might be a real life source stress. But other stresses that get on top of us, we may actually be saying, I don't need that anymore. I don't need that stress. So we can sometimes ditch it. Now, if it's a stress that you have been putting something off, and I know that we've been speaking about this quite recently, is doing tasks that are building up and causing you stress. And Charlotte, we spoke about this on one of our calls. And the third D is just do it. Get the task done, because it's only going to get bigger. Okay. So therefore, if it's a task or if it's something you kind of need to prioritize or get rid of or delegate. So that's how I would manage that stress, which is quite a lot of our lives, because we have like cleaning, mopping, you know, all these things that we need to do that cause us these pains. Now, if it's stress that's coming from someone else, then we really need to try and stop and set some boundaries. So learning how to say no, which can be really difficult, learning how to communicate back to someone. It might be a task. I know, Emma, sometimes your work demands, and you are such an amazing people pleaser, which is great. But the more you say yes to, and the more you can handle, the more people put on you. So they're like, oh, Emma will do it, or whatever. So we need to learn to say no politely, or manage other people's expectations in terms of, okay, I can do it, but I can't do it until this date, and actually go back to them with a date that you can do it. And that might even be a friendship. It might be, oh my God, I'd love to meet up with you. And you're looking at your diary thinking, where the hell am I going to plan this? Okay, we can do that, but can we look to do it next month, or whatever that looks like? Rescheduling and being stronger in protecting your own energy to result, decrease your stress levels. So hope that there helps you a little bit. And once you start saying no to things, it becomes so much easier. Like once you've said no to a few simple things, then it starts becoming a lot easier. So next one, supplements. Can supplements actually help aid weight loss, fat loss? And if so, is there any difference in quality or high or low prices? So supplements, it depends which supplements and what you're after. Yes, they can aid, help, and support, but they're not going to be life-changing. They're not going to be your ticket to success in life. Okay. A more premium one that is a higher brand, that's been mixed with less, whatever they mix it with, the ones that are more organic, pristine, yes, they are going to be at higher cost. So always check the labels. 9 times out of 10, the more expensive ones they are. Read the labels, take it into consideration, but they're going to support it. They need to be taken consistently. For the likes of inositol and like vitamin C, things like that. Your body takes the goodness from them, but also releases it quite quick. So you have to stay topped up on it. So I would definitely recommend things like vitamin D, start taking September consistently throughout the winter periods. But if you don't take it for 2 weeks, it's never going to be sustained in your body. So you have to be consistent with these supplements. That being said, if you don't have any detrimental health needs, you can get all of your nutritional factors from having a varied diet. So, if you've got a good varied diet, you've got your carbs, fats, proteins, seeds, grains, you're going to be getting that nutritional aspect, vitamins, berries, antioxidants, smoothies, all of that into your diet. So don't go splurging on unnecessary vitamins. Like hair and nail and things like that. I wouldn't be spending £15 on things like that, from my point of view anyway. Next one. If I can only do 3 workouts a week, is it best to do 3 full body weighted workouts and then steps, or do I need to change it up? So I would rather, if you can only do 3 workouts a week, and if that's what you want to do, I would definitely say full body, absolutely, because you're giving yourself time to rest and recover. I would rather you do 3 full body workouts that were really good with loads of energy, rather than pushing yourself to do 4 or 5 workouts that you really don't want to because you haven't had a rest day properly, you're cramming them in, you're only doing the workouts at 20% capacity of what you would be doing. I'd rather you do 3 really good workouts, recover the following day, wake up, feel good, and smash the next one, rather than it getting to your 4th workout and you're just thinking, I can't be bothered with this. So it's more about the quality of the workout rather than the actual time spent. Next one. How to stop overeating in stressful moments. So this is a real big topic. Overeating. Now, it's never going to be a perfect answer to that question because it's going to depend on what the emotional impact is. However, never never kind of walk away and feel that you have felt guilty or anything like that, because you can always use it as a turning point. Okay, so if you have overeaten, let's say you've overeaten, you've splurged, things like that, the way to talk kindly to yourself is to reflect back. So did you overeat in a social environment? Okay, let's say the answer was yes. Did you go into that occasion really hungry? Yes. So your blood sugar levels are really low, and you went into that and you kind of wanted to have everything because you were starving, everyone else from there was eating, the food was idolized, etc. First thing I would ask myself was, did I have a good time? Okay, yeah. Did I enjoy it? Yeah. If the answers were no, and you overate on, let's say, some buffet food, because whenever anyone goes for a buffet, they end up overeating and eating random things they don't really like, and you end up feeling a bit crappy about it. So buffets are not the worst. They can be great, but you know where I'm going with this. So say you go to a buffet and you overeat and you walk out and you feel a little bit like, oh my God, why did I do that? That there is a learning point for you to then reflect and then next time do better. So how am I going to act next time? And I've definitely experienced this. Been loads of birthday parties and there's chicken dippers, chicken nuggets, cake, loads of kids parties and whatnot going on. And they're all there, they're all finger food. And you can find yourself just eating one after another. That's where we need to kind of think, right, next time when I go into this, I'm going to eat before I go. I'm going to have my meal that I've prepped with goodness. So when I'm going there, I'm not actually hungry. So you'll be more inclined to have that stable mindset rather than that hangry mindset. And then also, I would definitely recommend that kind of using the options of just getting one plate. So if you are going to a buffet, I would just get one plate and fill it like you would do at home. Think, right, what's on there that's protein? What's on there that's colourful? And do it like that. And rather than going into it and thinking, "Well, this is a free for all and I'll restrict tomorrow." We don't want you to feel restricted at any point. Um, yeah, so overeating and having a splurge, feeling that you are a little bit guilty, it's always going to be a learning curve, and then you can do better the next time. And I think that as you learn to mindfully eat, you will then start learn to stop, because you'll taste the food and you'll be like, actually, that soggy sausage roll, is that making me happy? Is that making me feel good, or am I just eating for the sake of it? Oh, we got Martha joining us. Hi, Martha. So,
Hi, Jamie.
hello, lovely. We're just talking through some questions here. So just yeah, just ask any questions if you wish to. So next one, we've got struggling with fat loss. However, you really struggle with tracking calories. Do you think it's important to track these? So this is a big one for many people, that is wanting to live a life of fullness, happiness, and joy. And the rest of the world is telling you that you need to track to these numbers, that numbers, and you need to be super anal about what you're measuring, to the gram, etc. And it can work in a backward effect. So if you restrict food and you are not satisfied and you're just having egg whites and tomatoes to make your macros up. Danielle, I know that we're going through this at the minute, and it's definitely a roller coaster that you need to ride. A lot of people will go through their journey tracking their food, and it is a big learning curve. You get to know what's in food, you get to know what measurements look like. You learn a difference between a tablespoon of peanut butter and a teaspoon of peanut butter. You learn the difference of how your belly feels after loads of vegetables and chicken and some fats and a moderate bit of carbs, rather than a large doughy pizza. You realize that your digestive system plays a big part in your gut health. So yes, tracking calories is great, but I wouldn't recommend to believe that you need to live your life by tracking calories. So I would recommend on the days that you have structure, so it might be an office day, then ideally, if you have the space, I would mindfully track your calories if you're wanting to be in maybe a deficit or something like that. But if you are having a day that's very social, that events are popping up, I would mentally prepare, figure out my meal times, have a good wholesome breakfast, and never let myself go to anything lower than feeling 60% full. So if you start dropping, you're like, I'm a little bit hungry now, I would top up at 10 o'clock in the morning. So don't let your body get to like 50, 40% full, because once you get that hangry, your inner chimp then takes over. There is no logic of intuitive eating once you're below 40% full. So you're near enough on empty, your blood sugar levels are really low. So if you open your next meal with a meal that might be a little bit dense, it could even just be something like a sandwich or a protein bar, that will give you a surge and a dopamine hit, which you won't be able to sustain, because you'll want that more feeling. So instead of thinking about numbers and calories, think about my fullness levels. So before you have your evening meal, or before you go to a restaurant on that social day, I would say, right, where is my fullness levels at? Right, okay, I'm actually 60% full. So if they bring out a big pasta dish, because I love, I don't know, someone might love carbonara, you know that I don't need to eat all of that dish because I'm already 60% full. So try and speak to yourself a little bit more like that. And keep putting your knife and fork down, checking yourself how full I am in that moment. And yeah, just being a little bit more intuitive with your body. So tracking calories, it's good for a certain time, it's good for education, but it's also even better to ask yourself, how hungry am I? Because I think had some feedback, might have been from yourself, Charlotte, that you were saying, actually, I made my yogurt bowl for my evening little sweet treat. And you went, I didn't even want it. She found she was getting that intuitive that she was like, oh, whereas before it was like, right, okay, what can I add on this topic? What toppings can I have? What this, what that? But because you was getting more fullness in the day, and more sustained from no restriction to food, because you was allowing yourself to have chocolate in the day, you know, all those kind of things, you would then get to your evening meal and be like, I'm okay. I'm absolutely okay. So we want to get to that point. Um, Negative self-talk. So I'm just going to do 2 more questions on this. And then I'll probably save the questions and do some more recordings for you to watch back. So I'll do 2 more questions. Negative self-talk and self-doubt. How do we work around this? Feeling like they're never going to overcome it. So to overcome negative self-talk, doubt, we need to practice and identify when we're talking to ourselves. Like, what are we actually saying? Because it's like, oh, I'm so negative to myself, or I always, you know, what are you actually calling yourself? What specifically, it might be a time of day, it might be in the evening when you stand and you put your pajamas on, you look in the mirror, you look at your belly, and like, oh, what are you actually saying to yourself? Because in that moment, if you're saying, oh, look at my thighs, that's where you need to say, right, no, that's not how we speak to ourselves. Those legs have carried me all day, you know, all things like that. They actually allow you to move. They let you walk your dog. They let you go to work. They pay your bills, those legs do. And it sounds really daft, but once you start looking at them for what they do for you, rather than the way they look, because if someone was to chop your beautiful leg off, you'd soon be wanting that leg back. So you need to start thinking about what your arms do for you. They let you hug your grandma. You know, how many more times are they going to let you hug your mom, your dad? You know, your arms, like, they're so vital. Stop picking at them, stop bullying them. And we need to catch ourselves in the moment. And now it sounds pretty daft because you're like, oh, you know, but if you don't do the hard work, you're never going to break that mold. Also, as well, surround yourself with people that actually build you up. So if you surround yourself with people and you're going, oh my God, I hate my legs, and they go, oh my God, I hate my arms, and oh my God, what is that giving us? That is giving us nothing. We need to be challenging your friend and saying, no, let's not talk to ourselves about that. We can go out dancing with these arms. We can go out, you know, all those things, and don't don't join that circle of hate for yourself. You need to stop yourself and refrain yourself from doing that. Another thing as well, when you find yourself in a bit of a gloop, maybe pre-period, delete social media, okay? We've talked about this a lot across the board. If you get in that slump, delete social media just for that time where you feel that you're in a comparison, because whatever you're looking at on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, it could be someone's nice house. You might think, oh, why in my house like that? It could be someone's bought a new handbag. Oh my God, I need a new handbag. All these things you end up comparing yourself with throughout that time of you feeling in that gloop. You need to catch yourself and redirect that energy of speaking to your mentor, ringing your friend, going downstairs and saying, I'm putting this phone down. I'm going to go give my partner a hug because they love me for who I am. See yourself through someone else's eyes and really think about that, okay? And then the last one that I'm going to pick is just to say that without doing the hard work and reflecting, we're never going to get any further. And that's what this journey is all about. So when you're thinking, oh, I should be doing this, I shouldn't be doing this, every day is going to look so different. We're coming into holiday season, we're coming into barbecue season. If when you first started with me, you was doing 3 workouts a week and doing 15K steps, and all this, and now you're like, oh my God, I've only done 12K steps, I'm terrible. Oh, and you're speaking negative yourself. Take a look what's going on in your life right now and be like, actually, what expectations am I setting myself? Are they achievable? Okay, so look at your week ahead and say, what is achievable in that week? Do I need to change things? Do I need to speak to Jamie and say, right, okay, I'm going to reorganize this week. We can change things to make you adapt and make you think a little bit more clearer so you don't feel that overwhelmedness. So yeah, that's all my questions because we're going to run out of time. Lots of blabbering, but I just want to give you guys as much information as possible. Some of the things will have hit you right where you needed it, and some of the things you'll be like, that's not for me, and that is absolutely fine.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, thanks, girls. Has anyone got any questions?
You covered some really good ones. Just thank you. Everybody asked questions that I would have asked myself. So very helpful.
Oh, good, good. Yeah, honestly, the questions come thick and fast, and everyone's in such a different journey, a different place, but we are all like empowering females working on being the best version of us. And I think that you should just be so proud of yourself because the amount of ladies that reach out to me and they have the want to change, so they want to change, but they're not actually willing to do the work on themselves and rewire their brain. And the fact that, like, every single one of you and the ladies that wasn't able to join tonight, like, you should be so proud of yourself because you're actually showing up, you're showing that you want to make change, and that's like massive. Good stuff, girls. If any of you got any questions or you want to just message me a little bit later, I'd love to hear your feedback. But I hope you all have a lovely evening, and we'll do another one probably coming into the winter months. But you can always message me throughout the week if you need to.
Thank you.
Jamie. Thank you.
No worries.
Thank
Speak to
you.
you all
Bye.
soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye.